40 years ago when the trust started, there was not a lot of support or encouragement to get involved in either the growing of the natives or the saving of native bush. It was all just strange behaviour. We're standing on top of the world here at the Ed Hillary Hope Reserve on the road to Raglan. This reserve straddles the road north and south, and there's 460 hectares. Expanse beyond us is the 200 hectares of natural bush that was here when we first bought the property, we being the Native Forest Restoration Trust. I'm Geoff Davidson. I'm a retired nurseryman from Aotearoa in West Auckland. So my career has been growing native plants for the last 40 years. Over that same time frame, I have been a trustee of the Native Forest Restoration Trust. Native Forest Restoration Trust now sees our role as being one of protecting forests, and the best way to do that is to own them, and so we buy land and allow restoration, either natural or assisted by planting, and covenanting them to ensure they're preserved in perpetuity beyond the lifespan of any of the trustees and probably beyond the lifespan of the trust itself.
Originally the trust wasn't set up to purchase land, but Arthur realised very early on that only when you had ownership of the land could you protect it properly. And I think that has modelled the sort of thinking that needs to happen if we're to protect more of planet Earth.
The health of the land is, I think, indisputable if it's covered with a forest as opposed to just pasture. And the consequences of that type of farming are far-reaching and long-lasting. We're only learning now what those consequences are, and we're going to have to live with that for a long time to come, I suspect. The restoration of forests, it seems to me, to be the most effective and long-term solution to climate change. Sequestration of carbon is obviously a big factor in that, but there is just so many other aspects of holding our earth together, erosion control and fresh water and biodiversity, and we can't underestimate the value of a forest. We probably don't conceive of all the reasons why we should be doing it.
So you can see on these margins the regrowth happening already. Here you've got little things coming up all along here that are just spreading along into what was paddock.
If there is anybody who is interested in restoring forests, I would highly recommend just going for it. Now, you don't have to own the forest to start with. That will come in time. You may not be able to see the end result when you start, but just planting a tree is a good first step. We certainly did not start the trust with the intention of owning land, but we're here today with some 8,000 hectares, and we are just starting. We're really at the beginning of something that will become much bigger and much faster. I think in 500 years' time, people will look back and say the year 2000 probably was a good turning point where humanity changed from being take all and give nothing back to realizing that we have to give everything we do to contribute to the health of the world.
I think laughter kills politicians. It's the worst thing in the world for a politician not to be taken seriously, and that's our job, is to undress the invisible raiments of the emperor. So art should be a tool for change, not just bloody decoration.